Yo, ever since Chuck Schumer, the Senate Minority Leader, backed the Republican-led budget legislation and kept the government from shutting down, kept the lights on, um, AOC has basically been pressing for his position ever since. I think she's trying to set herself up for a 2028 election. The only problem is America has different priorities than the Democratic Party, AOC. I'm sorry. Even if you can win over Senate, you cannot win over America. AOC is known for her outspoken opinions against Israel and her support for a new Green Deal ideologies like getting rid of beef. She has not outright said that she's going to challenge Schumer in their upcoming primary, but she's been publicly badmouthing her for months now, saying that it's time for a new generation and newer, younger Democrats to take control of the Democratic Party. But in the same breath, she's on a Fight the Oligarchy tour with Senator Bernie Sanders, who's literally the oldest living congressman. He's literally 100 years old. And check it, a lot of the stuff that her and Bernie are saying about a lot of bureaucracy in the government and oligarchy is absolutely true. I believe it, but the nerve, the nerve of these Democrats to bend the narrative like it's not them out there doing all the oligarching. Can you say oligarching like that? I don't know. They're the ones oligarching out here. I don't know. Let me make sure you hit that subscribe button. My name is Marcus Russell. This is the Marcus Russell Show. Let's get right to the clip.
There's a new survey out on the greatest political battle royale that we're all waiting for. And that's the matchup between AOC and Chuck Schumer. If AOC decides to take on in a primary the sitting minority leader in the United States Senate, Chuck Schumer, it is going to be maybe the final undoing of the Democrat Party. In Politico, the survey by liberal firm Data Progress, which first shared with
Spit it out, boy.
So you got Data for Progress sharing with Politico their results.
Yeah. Found 55% of Democrats of likely voters said they supported and leaned towards supporting AOC, while 36% backed or leaned towards Senator Chuck Schumer. 9% were undecided. Anyway, so that is a gulf of whatever that is, almost 20 points.
Yeah.
That AOC would trounce Chuck Schumer in a New York primary.
So this is one of the dangers of staying too long, of not exiting, stage right while you're still on top. And Chuck Schumer, has been there a long time. And I've always said, do not underestimate. People write me, by the way, they think that I support AOC. I don't like AOC, but I can recognize raw talent.
Yep.
Raw political talent when I see it. AOC is a person who understands her base, who understands the leftist populist streak that runs through that party. She understands social media. She has a massive following. She speaks, she took a page off of Donald Trump, by the way, speaking directly to the people, not having to go through the media all the time, although the media is very friendly to her. And she should not be underestimated. If this matchup happened, I believe that poll is right. Yeah. I believe she would win. And that shows a major generational shift in battle that's happening right now in the Democrat Party.
I think the poll numbers are even lower than it actually is.
Maybe.
Data for Progress is a liberal firm. They say 55%. But you talk about recognizing raw political talent. You can also recognize a major political move when it happens. And when Chuck Schumer voted to keep the government open, I think that's when AOC saw the
Her
moment
opening
to strike. And that's why you saw her on the out in the country.
But isn't that like scheming? You know what I'm saying? You're gonna and literally using the country as the moment to when you're gonna scheme for power. You know what I'm saying? Like the bill that they passed, the budget bill, they didn't really add nothing to it. It was the exact same budget bill that Joe Biden had last year. They just kept it going. What was the problem with it? The problem with it was that the Democrats didn't have a say-so in it. What did you want to change, though? I never heard once they say, we wanted to add this or take out that. They never did. They never said nothing. They just wanted to go against it because Trump had wanted to pass it. And shutting off federal workers' lights for no reason, for a power play, That's worse than losing, cutting jobs and giving you a severance pay of $500,000. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, a lot of these, like I said, they get 150 to 200 a year. Federal workers, the ones that lost their job, they got offered 6 months payout. You know what I mean? And that's a lot. 80,000, 100,000. Come on, man. I mean, that's not enough to take care of your lifestyle, but if your job shut down, that's a cool severance check.
Doing
So,
her town hall stuff with Bernie Sanders, trying to really fire that
And that's
progressive
Bernie
base.
handing over the torch to her for that wing of the party. No question.
And never forget that AOC launched her career by taking out the number 3, the third most powerful Democrat in the House. And nobody saw her coming. Nobody thought it would happen.
And she embraced being a socialist, out and proud. I mean, she was the first one to take the mask off and say, this is who I am. I'm a socialist. And, other than Bernie Sanders, nobody else dared to do that. After that, you saw a ton more, the Squad, and now others embracing that. And so I think in some ways, it's great.
Yeah.
We'll have a debate,
And
a fair debate where they're
I ain't gonna lie, like a lot of socialist ideologies, I kind of like them. You know what I'm saying? A lot of communist ideologies sound cool with me. I'm not one of them. I'm not a program Republican, but it's about the people that you have in control. See, we already have a bureaucracy. You see, you need a good ruler in charge. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna do it accordingly to how it really needs to be done. And so, like this whole time, since before any of us were born, the government has been running like how it's been running. It's just been a money play. But like the people in control, they haven't been looking out for the people in the little people's needs till now. So sure, I'm with how it is now. I'm Trumpito for emperor. I'm with this third term stuff.
not pretending to be constitutionalists.
Yo, look, it doesn't matter who the leader of the Democratic caucus is as long as the Democratic Party remains out of touch with what Americans want and what they need. Look, Democrats, the LGBTQ community is the number one smallest minority in America. Look, Democrats, legal immigrants are the second smallest minority in America. Maybe bending your legislation to where it furthers the plights of these facets isn't the tactics that you really need to get these votes right now. Like, for example, you see that the hands off protest the other day. Look, y'all just made yourself look gay in 1,200 locations around the country. It wasn't no black people in that protest in Houston or in Chicago. And how you gonna have a minority protest and not have no black people in it? Y'all white people don't protest good. It's facts. It's facts. Matter of fact, I think, did y'all even invite black people to their hands off protest? I don't know. Matter of fact, I think I did get the invite, but it seemed like it was like a gay federal working illegal immigrant event, and I don't got nothing to wear to no protest like that. Straight up, I just don't know what I would wear. But check it. No way in hell could AOC win a 2028 election. It just can't happen. Not to mention, Trumpito is running for a third term, so you know what's up. And then calling the actions of this administration a money grab while y'all been literally stealing out the money jar the whole time is hypocrisy. So stop saying that. That's y'all that did that. That's like you stealing something and then you be like, look, they stealing. No, you been stealing. Now check it out. I'm gonna say this. AOC is definitely in my top. She's in the top 10 of hottest congresswomen. You know what I'm saying? But even Jasmine Bob Felicia Crockett ghetto ass is in my top 10 hottest congresswoman list. But do I want either of these women running America? Hell no. Tell me what you think in the comments. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Until next time, peace.